there, my name's Jennifer Webbles. I am the owner-operator of Maelstrom Fiber Arts. You can find me at maelstromfiberarts.com and you can find me on Etsy. I am on Instagram as well. Forgive the noise in the background. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I have fur babies. And they are glued to my side at all times, and they do not understand that there is a time to be quiet. So that's what that noise is in the background, and here she comes again. Okay, go lay down, go lay down. I am here today to talk to you about this October box club that I had going. Sold out, so those aren't available anymore. I'm sorry, but I do have the November boxes ready to ship. If you've checked out the website, they are in the Colosseum colorway because I'm sort of doing a Wonders of the World inspired theme for each month from November on. So whatever I get inspired by, basically, I'm just looking at beautiful pictures and deriving my colorways from those. And the, let me grab it, the November boxes, this is taken from a beautiful, beautiful portrait of a Colosseum somewhere in Europe. I'm not really sure where, but it is on the website, like I said. And these are the colors that were in the picture. And so I took the ones that stood out the most to me and I put them together in this gorgeous color palette. There's a lot of, let's see, there's some browns that fade into golds and yellows. There's bits of purple and green, a little bit of pink. I know those colors, you know, normally sometimes they don't sound like they'd go together very well, but they really, really turned out very pretty. And I'm pretty pleased with it. You can get these on, this is the, my Aran weight yarn. But you can also get them on DK weight. You can get them on sock weight yarn. Yeah, those are the other two that I have available right now. So if you are looking for a nice project, you know, it would make a beautiful cowl, or you know, if you're getting sock weight yarn, it'd make a really nice shawl or a hat. I mean, I think the colors are right up there with fall. You know, it's beautiful, but not being overly harvesty, you know. But I love it. It reminds me of the leaves turning without being too, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when people create fall colorways, to me, they look just a little too drab, kind of 70s looking, which I am a child of the 70s, and let me tell you, it was not a good looking time for anyone. You know, lots of oranges and browns and greens, and I mean, normally I like those colors, but they had it was just overdone. It was just very much overdone, and I'm just not a fan of it. I know it was like to be all earthy and everything like that, which is fine. But when I look back on it, it was just drab. To me it was drab. I like more vibrant colors. Let's see. Oh, I got some new colorways. I have been dyeing up, and they're really, really pretty. Now, I had some trouble at first taking photos of them because I had to learn a little bit more about photography, guys, because for some reason when I would go to take a picture of something like, say, this colorway that I've got right here, it probably shows up pretty, yeah, it shows up pretty accurately. here. But this is, I think I named it Muse. That's it. I named it Muse. Now, this colorway, it's got a lot of teal and green in it. And for some reason, when I photographed it, the camera made it like this really bright blue. And I was looking at it through the lens, and I was asking my husband and my son, like, what is going on? Why can this not, you know, I couldn't put that picture up. You know, it wasn't the true color. People are gonna think they're getting a skein of bright blue yarn. So I did a bunch of research, and apparently there's something in photography called white balance, and I found an app for my phone because I take all my pictures and videos on my phone, and it corrected the color using a white balance that I could adjust manually, and it was amazing. Oh my God. It just, the pictures turned out so well. I was so pleased. I did have to play with it a little bit to get it to the right shade, but you know, comparing what I had with what I had before with what I have now, it's on Instagram if you want to take a look at it. Like this colorway here has a lot of, let's see, it's got teals and browns, and I'm probably not folding this very prettily right now, but I'm kind of in a hurry. But if you can see, it's got a lot of teals and brown that fade into these really pretty browns. And, you know, there's even like little bits, I can see little bits of purple maybe and blues in there. But it's just really pretty, and I wanted to show all those hues, all those different colors, because you know that's the beauty of kettle dyeing, when you can put all these colors in a pot with the fiber, and you know, you don't agitate it very much. You just kind of let the colors settle and mix on their own, and if you choose the right colors, it just turns into magic when you bring it out. And you know, they always say, you know, or at least I always say, when you are dyeing yarn, don't judge it when it's wet. You know, put the colors in there, trust the process. When you get it out and it's dry, that's when you know you've done a good job. And I've had my share of fails, okay? I'm not perfect. I have had fails, but that's how I learn, like anybody. So, you know, I've had where I get a little bit too enthusiastic and I go overboard and I put way too many colors in there, and then I've got mud. So, you know, then I end up dyeing it black and selling it as just a black skein of yarn. So it's it's a learning process, dyeing yarn, but it is fun, and you do get better at it. And I think I'm pretty proud of how far I've come with this, and people seem to like what I do. So I wanted to show you, remember in the last video I was talking about my friend Dina in Michigan, who is designing patterns for her Ravelry account to sell, and she has partnered with me to put together kits for her patterns on my site. I have 2 on there now, and the one I showed you first was the Girls Night Out wrap, which is absolutely stunning. This is another favorite of mine. It's using a skein of hand spun yarn and some, let's see, is there 2? Actually, there's 2 skeins of hand spun yarn, 2 different colorways, and then there's a skein of hand dyed yarn. And this is all my yarn, but she knit it, and I really love it. It's a triangular shawl. And if you can see the detail, she's got, to me they look like feathers. it's got these drop stitch areas, okay, where to me it looks like, oh shoot, I don't know if I can get the right thing for you to see here, but it's got these little areas where it's like drop stitches, and they're random throughout the shawl, and it looks really pretty. It's just like to me, they just look like little feathers, like all throughout the shawl. And I love it because, again, if you're using the hand spun yarn, like I've got the hand spun here, it's got a really chunky texture, which gives it some flair. I've got some Angelina poking out here. And if you are using this, using your own hand spun, or you can buy hand spun at my shop, it really adds some definition to the project. And that's why I really love, what I really love about her designs is that she incorporates both hand spun and hand dyed, you know, multiple mediums throughout her designs. And I think it makes for more visual interest, more texture, and it's just beautiful. It just turns out beautiful. And I love this, the way the colors turned out. You know, you can of course choose any colors you want, but the colors that you choose and the texture, that's totally up to you. So this could look completely different depending upon what you choose. I mean, it'd be the same basic design, but I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's just a really, really cool thing that she came up with that I really, really love. So this one is called, oh, it's called the Hot Date Shawl. So yeah, man, I can dig it. If you're you got a hot date, throw this on. She gave me this, I can't find it now, it's this real pretty shawl pin, but I was thinking I would wear it like tied like this, maybe. You know, it's really cozy. It's really, really cozy and warm, so I really, really love it. Now, what is new, what is new, what is new? Oh, the colorways that, let's see, I showed you the November Box Club. The colorways that I have new, I showed you Muse. There's another one that I've got. I named it Barley. And it's kind of a neutral. It's got some pops of interest in it. And I think it's beautiful. Kind of looks like weathered wood to me, like maybe driftwood. But to me, I don't know why the name Barley just stuck in my head. It just did, and so that's the name. So this, as you can see, is very, very visually interesting. It's got a lot of different colors in there that, you know, I've got some speckling. There's little bits of blue, which to me gives it that weathered wood look. And it's got, it just turned out stunning. I mean, I really, really, really love it. So this, I think, is going to be a keeper in the shop. I'm always, you know, trying to think, okay, what am I going to make a permanent colorway and what am I not? This is a permanent colorway, folks. I love it. And I've already actually sold a few of them. This is in my sock weight base, my merino nylon blend, 75-25. So you can get it in, I'm going to soon have super bulky yarn. I don't have it yet. Mostly what I sell super bulky right now is just my hand spun. But I do have in the works that I'm researching who I'm going to go through as far as a supplier goes, because I haven't really found a super bulky on the website that I am thrilled about carrying yet. So I am still researching that. But right now I have Aran weight, DK weight, couple different sock weights, and then I've got the mohair. I can do this colorway in either of those. So if you're interested in this, you know, that just drop me a line, go on the website, and if you don't see something that you're looking for in a particular weight, or you want to know how, you know, if it's a little confusing to you, let me know. And I tried to make the website easy for everyone to be able to navigate and get what they want. But if for some reason you're confused or you can't figure it out, just drop me an email. I mean, I constantly check it, so I can kind of walk you through what you need, or we can talk and get you set up. So that is Barley. The other one, let's see. Oh, my shawl's coming off. Okay, get back there, you. The other one that I have, I dyed up some more Aran weight yarn, and this is called Forest Canopy. And it is so pretty. It's got, the color, I layered the colors on these, okay? And I went for some blues and some different greens, some different levels of greens. There is a little bit, I wouldn't really call it teal. It's more of like a subtle, very subtle turquoise maybe. And then it's got some darker greens, like some forest greens, and then some lighter greens that almost hint at, you know, have some yellow tones in it, but not quite. And it's, oh my gosh, this base I am so happy with. It is so soft. It is made of extra fine 19.5 micron superwash merino. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a micron count is, it is basically it has to do with the staple of the yarn. Basically, the finer, the smaller the micron count, the softer the fiber. So, you know, and also probably more expensive it is, but this I got, you know, for really reasonable, and so it's, I passed the savings on, so it's very reasonably priced, and I mean, it's worth every penny. It is so soft. I've actually snagged some of this for myself because I want to make a really pretty cowl. I usually, every year, I try to knit myself something new for the season. Like I'm working on my hat. I've almost got done. And now I want to make a matching cowl and maybe some gloves or something to go with it. So, got some Christmas knitting going too, but that's going kind of slow because I've been busy in the shop. But when I get a chance, I will, well, I don't know if I'll show you the Christmas knitting. That's kind of a surprise. And I don't know who's going to be watching this that I know. So I'll show you that after Christmas, maybe. Or maybe I'll film it and then I'll show it after Christmas. Okay, here is another colorway. I named it Tarot. Not like tarot cards, but it's T-A-R-O. It's like the root, and it's a beautiful, oh my gosh, I've already sold one. This is a beautiful, beautiful green. It's got little subtle hints of blue in it, and this one I believe is going to be a keeper as well because it turned out so beautiful. And you know, I'm not a big green person. It depends on the shade of green. I'm not like a Crayola green kind of a person, but I like certain shades of green. Like this one, it's just got a very organic, woody kind of, it's got a lot of visual interest, you know, because I put speckles in it, and there's other color layers on there with the little bits of blue. I started out, the way I dye this is I start out with a base color, a light color, and then I sort of layer other colors on top of it, and it makes for, depending upon what colors you choose and what direction you go, it creates a lot more visual interest in the yarn. And that's the whole point of kettle dyeing. So this, this is actually going to be a permanent colorway. So if you're interested in this one, it's called Taro, T-A-R-O. And right now it's in our sock weight, but I am going to be putting it, and I can put it in your basic DK or Aran weight yarn. Most of my yarns are superwash merino, just because there's a lot of debate over this, but I like the superwash as far as dyeing goes, because if I'm going to be doing any speckling or anything, just superwash yarn takes it more vibrantly than the non-superwash yarn. I can do, and I do carry non-superwash yarn. I have a really beautiful base called Angel Aran. It's a bit more pricey because it is baby alpaca, cashmere, and what was the other? Baby alpaca, cashmere, silk. It's got silk in it too. So that is not superwash. That is the gentle, luxurious, you know, higher priced yarn. But it does turn out beautifully when I dye it. Actually, I have some. If I can reach it. This one is called Toffee. And this is an Angel Aran. And you can see it's got a really pretty sheen to it because of the silk. So when you are knitting it, I mean, this, honestly, if ever there was a yarn that was meant for a cowl to go right up against your delicate skin, this is it, because it is so soft. And I've got this, folks, it retails at $38. And that is because of the fiber content and the amount that I had to pay to get it. So it is not a cheap yarn. Now I will be having sales. We've got Black Friday coming up. And so if you're interested in any of these yarns, especially this one, I am going to be having a big Black Friday sale. So these are sales that I am on Etsy, but these are sales that I give the best discounts on my website. I do not give huge discounts on Etsy because I'm trying to kind of get away from them. They take a lot of fees, and those are fees that I just, with what I have to pay them, I just can't offer as big a discount for my materials and everything on Etsy. So if you're looking for a better deal, just definitely go to my website. I'll post a link. It's maelstromfiberarts.com, or if you go to Instagram, I'm on there and you can see my products and link up to my page from there too. So this is the Angel Aran. That, like I said, this is the only non-superwash yarn that I carry right now. But I may get more in the future. I'm thinking about getting a single ply fingering weight yarn. Probably is going to, I've got wool. Sorry, I had some wool. It just floated up in my face. That's another thing with this alpaca, it sheds. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but just a word of warning, it does shed. I haven't knit with this yet, but I have knit with alpaca in the past, so I do know that it sheds, but it is, to me, it's worth it. It's beautiful yarn. So let's see, a couple more colorways. This one is called, you know, I couldn't think of a name to call it because it's kind of a pinky red, but not really. It kind of reminds me of like a really sultry lipstick color. So I named it Sultry, and it is beautiful. Like I said, I don't really know what color exactly to call it, but it is sort of a pinky red. When I first dyed it and it was wet, I thought maybe it was a dark salmon color, but it's really not. It is in our Aran weight yarn, and it's the extra fine merino base, so it is super soft. And I've got a couple of these up now as a test in the shop to see, you know, the reception for it. So if I get more orders for it, I will of course dye more, but for right now I just have 2 in this base. But I wanted to show off the colorway because it's not my usual. If you're a fan of like the pinky tones, it's not really a jewel tone to me. It's a darker pink, but it just turned out pretty. And I was at a loss for what to call it because I could not think of a name for this color pink. But like I said, it reminds me of sort of a lipstick color. But it's super, super pretty and super silky and soft. So I wanted to show this off because in the video, the color is pretty much true to, yeah, it's a true match. So very pretty, very, very soft. I also have, this is called Mystique. And this is really pretty. I paired a navy that blends into a toffee color, and where it fades in and out, there's speckles. There's this pale pinky purple area with speckles of the darker color and blue, little bits of blue in there. So it's super pretty, and I think it's gonna knit up really pretty too. Now, I always say, when I dye my yarns, I get this question a lot. When I dye my yarns like this, everybody wants to know how it's gonna knit up. Now, if I unravel this skein, you can see that there's that area where, you know, you've got your toffee color and then it fades over into the navy. Now, if you're worried about color pooling, I don't design my colorways based on how it's gonna knit up. I just don't. I mean, to me, that would be very, very boring. For me, the beauty of hand spun yarn, there has to be a lot of visual interest that inspires me when I am dyeing it. So as far as hand spun yarn goes, I always tell people, you know, get 2 skeins and alternate, or use a similar colorway that you might have and alternate skeins, because if you're worried about pooling, that's one way to get away from it. But I personally, to me, that's the beauty of it, the way that it knits up, and it doesn't bother me. Some people are a little bit more picky, and I understand that. Everybody's different. But this, to me, is beautiful no matter how it knits up. And I'm just in love with the colors. I believe this is going to be a permanent colorway as well. So it's called Mystique. This is in our merino nylon base. Sorry. Merino nylon base. I had a brain glitch for a second there. And I'm really, really excited about this one because it is very different from what I usually dye. And I was going for that because I don't want to just stick with the same color palettes. I like to give variety because, you know, if I just dye what I like, I mean, not everybody likes what I like. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on what is new. And like I said, I believe I mentioned this before, but I only have a handful of Advent boxes left in the 12-day and the 25-day. So if you're looking for those, I mean, I don't know how long they're gonna last. So I can't promise you that I'm gonna have it. I've decided I had enough for those last handful of boxes, so I'm just keeping it up in the shop until they sell out. I'm not gonna be making any more. So when it's over, because I've got next month's box to work on, and right now I'm in the middle of November boxes. So get it while you can. You're in for a treat if you do, because I'm really, really proud of the Advent boxes that I put out this year. They have some really nice goodies in there, and they just turned out super cute. I'm just really happy with them. So thank you to everybody that ordered one, and thank you for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more, you can subscribe. That would be awesome. And I don't know, my son tells me give this video a thumbs up or whatever that means. I'm not very tech savvy. I should be, but I'm not. I dye yarn. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Wow, my dogs are being unusually good. They're all asleep on the couch. Wow, that's like a first. Okay. Well,